Good day, Melanie, and welcome to your past life relationship reading. So, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you for your patience. Sorry it took so long. So, I'm not going to make this take any longer. I'm going to give you my quick spiel so you understand how all of this works because that helps it get into your mind easier. So, I am going to be tapping into the Akashic Records, right? If you don't know what the Akashic Records are, if you do, just a quick. They are the energetic library that hangs somewhere in between the dimensions. So, from the moment that any soul separates from source, it gets a book. This book covers past, present, future, because time doesn't exist anywhere but here. Any incarnation you've had, whether it's up there in the upper heavens or earth, has a plant, animal, bug, whatever the case may be, is in this book. So that is what I'm going to be pretty much tapping into to stream your life story, your love story with Dave has showed up here. So I'm going to start by pulling for what the theme of the relationship is for you during this incarnation cycle. And I just got the ping that is just like the theme of y'all relationship in general and every cycle that you have together, especially those on Earth. So what is the theme of Melanie and Dave's relationship? Like I keep looking over this because I have your names over there and just tapping into the right thing. What is the theme for Melanie and Dave's relationship? And then we're going to get all up into this. Okay. So heart based, and trust me, not everybody is heart based. So let me push my screen back because I'm getting the feeling already that this is going to be quite a spread because we started off with balance, abundance, and isolation as the main themes. But what that's coming through to me as love versus money, work versus get ready up in here. Uh, Work versus love versus money, other people versus what you have together. Like you guys do better when y'all are alone focused on goals as opposed to when y'all have like friend groups in your business in general is the feeling here. Appreciating each other's value because in other lives y'all have sought that value in other places even after y'all had each other. So the theme is valuing each other in general, appreciating each other in general. But the end result is realizing y'all do better when you're together and it's the two of y'all working on something as opposed to y'all spreading out. And it sounds crazy because you don't want to think that like having my own life is going to cause issues in my relationship. That sounds unhealthy. But the unhealthiness that attacks your relationship comes from other people outside your relationship trying to pull you guys apart. So now we're about to tap into the first past life, the first incarnation that you guys experienced here, because that is the one that set the tone for the rest of the incarnations. Like whatever went wrong in this first incarnation is what y'all kept trying to fix and make more messed up in every other life that you guys came back. So let's get it cracking. May I have the details from Melanie and Dave's first past life here? Green is such a strong color here. Atlantis was the first place you guys were, and that makes sense, especially with all the freaking green. Um, I feel like there was an Emerald City in Atlantis too. Hold on now, getting led somewhere. I love when this happens. It's like here we go again. So, Emerald City. There's a lot of the movies and stuff that we have here are replications of what has already happened in the past. I found it, and I'm going to show you. on this freaking screen because it's going to trigger what you need to know. Atlantis, the Emerald City. It says the island of Posida was the capital of Atlantis. So let me know if I need to send you this link. I'm going to leave it up on my screen for you. But oh my goodness. Like, hold on, let me put me up here so you can see that. Oh my goodness. No, this is where you guys were. The Emerald freaking City. That's crazy because I didn't know about this before now. I'm emotional. That must mean I have some connection to this too. But that just took me out. That puts you guys in the capital. Like, no, this place was completely peaceful. I rarely get jammed up like this during sessions. It stops my channeling when I get emotionally pulled. But like just seeing that city, just okay. So hi, that's clearly where I know you from. Y'all were teachers, professors in the Emerald City, in the capital. Like you taught the people that came to Atlantis. Oh, I can't even keep that up in the back. Oh, it was still up on the screen. But that was one of the last times that we had peace on earth, is what I'm getting. And that is actually the last time you guys had peace in your relationship as a team, because y'all were split up during the Atlantean Wars when the bad Martian guys came in, learned everything that you guys had to teach, and then turned against you to imprison you for your gifts, and then started experimenting on us. To put it plainly, it was like the first happening of the Holocaust. That's why the ripple happened later on. So now we need to know, because I'm feeling like y'all were absolutely separated. But why were you separated? If the issue continuously is, or the theme of your relationship is realizing y'all are stronger together than apart, stronger when y'all stay together than when y'all listen to the group. One of you didn't trust your intuition. It's actually like you were the nice one and you wanted to teach the bad guys, although they weren't called the bad guys there. You wanted to teach the bad guys, but your partner did not want to share the knowledge, and it blew up in everybody's faces. It's like there was a council meeting. Y'all were a part of that council meeting. You agreed to give them a chance. That did not go so good, as you can see. Separated and kept in different places. I'm going to find out how you passed. So how did Melanie's life end after imprisonment? Her life end after imprisonment. Suicide. You hung yourself, which is very interesting because I didn't know that you could commit suicide back then, but it depends on what type of body you had. Some of us stayed in our 5D bodies because you could still see the 5D beings here, while other people decided to densify themselves enough that they could be in the 3D and interact with the humans like up close. Because the Emerald City was, like I said, the main city where all the like higher level beings were, but everybody came from around the planet and learned there. That were like separate quadrants. But absolutely, it feels like you found out that your spouse was executed. Because when I was shuffling, I heard that he got executed, and I was just like, hold on, let me. But when you found out he was dead, the sadness was too much for you, and you hung yourself in your cell, is the modern day translation of what occurred there. So just to back myself up, even though when I'm in here, it always turns out right. It just freaks me out. And I like to double check, Melanie. So, how did Dave's life end in this incarnation? Dave's life end in this incarnation. He was executed because he tried to escape. What I'm feeling off of his energy is very Guantanamo Bay, if you get my drift. Because he did not go easily into the night as you did. Like you were always very kind, which is why you even wanted to teach the bad guys. But he was very, probably still is very, he wouldn't back down. He wouldn't break. He wouldn't break. Trying to figure out what information they wanted from him. So maybe I should just pull on it because it feels like as messed up as this is, and I guess I just need to be keeping 100 with you because it's important in this life because past life trauma haunts you, and this is the loop that's set every other life that you guys have been trying to fix and come back together. So communication is coming up as a thing here. Like you might find that he gets extremely tense when you don't listen to him. But it would come back to this. Absolutely. So what information would he not give them that make them essentially torture him to death? That's what I'm feeling here. Like he ended up being drowned. That was the method of execution, but it started off sort of like waterboarding. So what information did Dave refuse to share in this life that cost him his life? He refused to share because it's still in there and it's still important. You guys are teachers, professors, so there is still knowledge that is very, very important and very what's the word I'm looking for? It's important to now. Privy is what I was going to say, but I don't think that's it. I'm still related. Something that needs to go in a book. Ancient hidden knowledge, something that was only found in books then. Something that he had gathered on his travels. It was imperative, it was important to them because it would have helped them win the war. This the secret to eternal life. The secret to making life last in these bodies. The thing that would have gave their team the one up. Because a lot of the people who were in Atlantis were immortal, but just because they had learned the process of ascension through which your body no longer ages at the same rate. That's also why it took so much to kill him when the time came. So that was horrible, right? Let's get into what patterns that you guys have remaining. Here I was, early 9 in the morning, just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this cute little love reading. We're gonna find out they had this Romeo and Juliet thing going on at school, it's whatever. But no, here we are, digging into war crimes and heavy soul trauma that keeps you apart based upon the fact that you guys are scared of ever losing each other again. As you can see, it was very Romeo and Juliet. When you found out he died, you died. And I don't feel like that's the first life where that happened. I feel like anytime you lose him, because y'all had to do that ripple over and over and over again. Whenever you lose him, you lose yourself. So what are the blockages we need to work through in this life in order to ascend? What are the blockages they need to work through in this life in order to ascend? That leftover anger, absolutely. But like I said, that comes back to you being mad when he doesn't, or him being mad when you don't listen to him. But then also, it could be you getting mad when he shows his anger or dislike for authority figures. Whenever he riles up, you get like, which was always the energy there. But self-sacrifice, and then it's like sacrificing for each other. Neither one of you fully stand in your power because there's this memory constantly hovering over you guys of losing each other all the time. So sometimes somebody might be a pushover and the other, yeah, no, that's really pushover energy, period. On both ends, it just comes out in different ways. Sacrifice and atonement, giving up pieces of yourself or what you actually want because you feel like you're making up for something. Neither one of you understood what you felt like you were making up for. And it was this this situation that kept happening. So the blockages that y'all are working through are the residual anger from what occurred here. What would make that anger better for you guys? What would like heal that? Getting back into doing what you came here to do in the first place, which is to share knowledge about how to get back home, whatever way it is to do that. So modern times, it would be holistic healing. Like you can do what it is I'm doing if that's your skill set, go for it. But if in a modernized way, we'll be teaching people how to eat better, better exercise, yoga, energy work, all the things that you were showing other people with like magic balls and stuff, just to extend their life and make their human experience better. That knowledge is still locked inside of you, both of you. And when you guys come together is when the pieces start to come together. Like you mentioned one idea and he's like, hold on, this is such and such. And then y'all come together and that's how the blueprint works. It's like you are the key and he's the lock. You're the lock and he's the key. I was thinking about like physical parts. But either way, the knowledge is locked inside of y'all and they can't take that. But childhood things that occur in this life that created blocks to your inner child were to hold off the creativity and the ideas that were going to come forth until y'all got to each other. Because separate, it sort of makes you targets. It makes other people say, hey, you're weird and stuff like that. But when you find each other and y'all open up and start discussing stuff, you're actually triggering each other's subconscious stuff to pull out the information that is needed, that has been locked inside of y'all. So the block that you're releasing, anything to do with y'all inner child that is still bothering you, y'all need to do inner child healing together. Because in childhood, y'all were purposely caged, conscious, caged to evade your enemies. And it sounds dramatic, but it's that dramatic. You were killed by entities that technically don't forget, and it's 1010. Don't forget who you are. They don't forget your energy signature. So you might come across people in this life that don't like y'all and y'all don't know why, or people trying to split y'all up. Because remember, that's what I was feeling in the beginning of the reading. Like y'all are better together and keeping other people out of your relationship because other people are the ops, the enemies, because the people that are the souls that are puppeteering, the people who try to split y'all up are the enemies that caged you. Y'all are in human bodies now, but their souls never forget. So you were preserved, both of you preserved for each other for now, for this time. Any remaining or residual anger issues, I'm feeling like Tai Chi, karate, any way that you can express that energy positively, just get it out. It feels like and I don't even watch Dragon Ball Z. It just feels like he needs to, and I'm referring to Dave, take all the energy that's in him and you at this point too, because you didn't channel it as anger, you channel it as sadness. And sometimes you might get depressed out of nowhere. But to feel all that energy and then push out like energy balls. I heard something with a Kwong. A Kwong? Is there a different type of Asian martial arts or energy working? Let's see, because I can't spell it. I don't want to be disrespectful, but it was coming through as important. Is that? Let me know, y'all. Qi Gong. No idea what it is, but when I tried to type in like the word that was in my mind, pronounced Qi Gong, is an internal process that has external movements. Qi means life force, the energy that powers our body. I am never not amazed by this job. Things that I had known nothing about come through my body for me to tell other people God is real. So with that being said, Y'all have old energy from being tortured still in your body that gets rippled when you get triggered in this life. That needs to be released so that you can hear your superhuman talking to you. Because, man, are you guys working with some ancient, super intelligent beings that you were fragmented from? Your psyche was cracked from going through the same torture so many times, being stuck in these reincarnation cycles. And I can't believe this started off so dark today, but Mars is in Scorpio. So, what do y'all need to embrace for healing? And then we're going to find out where y'all are headed from here, because this reading is actually supposed to be quite pivotal for what's up next. Y'all are stepping back into your purpose because y'all would like to merge back into one so that y'all can go home, because y'all have been here since before Eden, over and over again. And it feels like taking turns dying, because sometimes you die to save him. So what do they need to focus on for healing? Those were the blockages you needed to release these attentions. What do they need to embrace for healing? Listening to one another, even when you don't understand where it's coming from, came up very importantly. Intuition, listening to each other, even when you don't know where it's coming from, because it's coming from a soul that has lived the same mouse maze a million times and it knows what's coming up next. Y'all have got to listen to each other, because they're enemies and y'all don't even. First thing that popped up for y'all was isolation, right? When I pulled that balance and abundance and that green energy I was talking about. Isolation, because it keeps your heart pure. And when y'all are entwined, when your hearts are together in tandem in love, it open the messages that y'all receive and the telepathic connection that y'all have to each other out of this world, like literally out of this world. And it's the one that will navigate you both home and help you do your mission. So, vision board, but this feels like y'all need to discuss like everything. No stone unturned between you guys, like for real. This is a vision board, but it's like y'all need to sit down together and put together the pieces. Like, what did you want in your life before I came along, and vice versa, because some of the details are in that if y'all haven't already done it. Y'all have a game plan of what y'all want to do together. And if y'all were to sit down and actually like piece it out, you would see something way bigger that you're meant to be doing. And I believe the composite, when I do that for you, is going to make it even clearer. So the last one here was aromatherapy, but I'm feeling like with those smelling salts, it's like you need to breathe in something like an essential oil that has certain properties that help clear out what you have going on inside. Peppermint just came up. So what is peppermint for? You looking up? Why not? Let's learn today. Peppermint oil. Yo, that energy thing just took me out. I'm gonna look into it too, because it felt like that was gonna help you remove the blockages that y'all have in different areas that were placed on in childhood. Y'all are about to turn into like completely different people. Amazing skin comes up. Peppermint oil, purification of the spirit, used when there seems to be barriers in the way of what is wanted. A cleansing bell for mental clarity and prophetic visions. Baby, y'all are cleaning out inside. Y'all are clearing out your energy. Y'all are getting, it's like the soldiers just got woke up. Does anybody have Aries in 12 over there, or Mars in 12 in y'all natal charts? Because this is definitely remember who you are, so that you can get back into your original role. In between time, stress and all that other stuff just sort of took over. The karma that kept accruing from every time y'all came back trying to complete the mission, and the enemies that kept coming every time. So, where are Dave and Melanie currently being led? Where are Dave and Melanie currently being led? Right now, y'all are froze, or will be heading into a freeze as a protection, as a part of a contract. And by freeze, I mean y'all will be going to a time of like isolation. Isolation, like it was said in the beginning, but it's isolation to download yourselves again, so to speak, to download the rest of the the information you need from your spirit to tighten up the connection to your higher selves so that you will move in tandem like you once did in Atlantis. You might even have your Atlantis memories like come back in full, which is great because it feels like you would know your enemy off top. You would know their signature too, which is an advantage that you need because, boy, do they know you. Bad guys don't lose their gifts. They don't usually get it beat out of them in childhood because they are the abusers. You know what I mean? Somebody who was one of the villains in Atlantis would be one of the children in this life that intimidated their parent. Like, go get my food, Susan. Like that sort of energy going on. So y'all are getting prepared for somebody who is going to come into your life that is going to help take whatever it is y'all are working on to the next level. So this winter, this isolation period that y'all are in is contracted for y'all to get your gifts back up. There is a treasure. Let me show you this. This says protecting treasure. There is a treasure that is literally inside. Because I told you, he's the key and you're the lock. There is a treasure of information from the Emerald City in Atlantis. Like, you got the Wizard of Oz and you learned underneath the actual Wizard of Oz. That just tickled me because the Wizard of Oz, the big head and all that stuff. But there was information to be had there, information to be learned. And it's your abundance. Only when y'all work together, because this is the theme, only when y'all work together do y'all get to unlock the key. So the next couple months that y'all have alone, talk about everything, write out everything, and you're going to see something beautiful come together. So this is not only a past life, but a this life, and what y'all need to do for the future, because your future life is on a vacation planet far, far away from here when y'all don't even think about what happened on Earth, because this was a lot for you too. Thanks, guys.